Hi, Gift Card Fridays. What's up? Sorry. I'm good. How are you? What's going on? Hi, Jason. Sorry. This makes sense, right? I have like dandelion root tea with alongside wine, right? So it's like good for my liver, bad for my liver, right? Hi, Martin. What's up? How are you, friend? You guys know when like you find tension and then you're like, I have to get rid of it. I'm having that. It's like finding termites or something. How's life? It's okay. It's pretty good. Overall, it's pretty good. The past like few days have been challenging. I don't think I've ever experienced anything like the past few days. I'm making it all mean good things. It's been kind of amazing. I don't know if I can really, maybe I'll talk about it, maybe I won't, we'll see. Immune Cookie, what's up? If I look like a crazy person during this video, I'm just like finding spots of tension and getting rid of them, okay? So don't mind me. Yeah, I don't know how long I'm gonna be live, but I just thought I wanted to try this again, see how it goes. When I used to go live during the week, a while back now, I thought it would be more of like a Q&A or just kind of free form, and whatever we end up talking about is what we end up talking about. So it can be that again. It can be like whatever you guys want, really. And depending on how busy it is, like I might only be here for a half hour, but we'll see. If there's anything that like you want to discuss or bring up or ask, now's the time. Also, just thank you for being here. I also just felt like you guys seem to want this, and like you're also amazing, so hey, here I am. Stella, how are you, girl? How are things in Canada? They're okay. How are things there? Sorry, I shouldn't say it like that. How are things? Stella, what's up, girl? Have you had any more dreams about me? Like, am I like traveling into your dream space? Because like, I really hope I am. Do I do card reading? No, but I could. I've never done that. That would be so fun. But it would be like my interpretation, let's be honest. I mean, I know enough about tarot that I could do it. And I do like watch tarot readings just because like, how do you turn down a tarot reading? How do you do that? Who has the willpower to do that? So I have like a deck, and for a while I was pulling my own cards. But you know that like you're the one giving meaning to things, right? You know that, right? I think I'm gonna get my deck. This is the only deck I have. It's the Wild Unknown Tarot. You had a tarot reading the other day? What happened? Actually, yeah, it's also like spooky season. This is good. Wait. You're not the one who, like, changed his name. Oh, am I gonna get in trouble now? I really do try my best. I'm sorry. Are you the one who, like... Are you a long time viewer and then you changed your profile name and we talked about it and you gave me grief? Rightfully so? Or are you someone else? Like, Eric. Okay, no, that's not you. Eric. Okay, now I will forever remember that. I promise you. Eric with a K. Eric. I mean, Vicky, okay. I'll just remember that. I don't know why. Because Eric is the best Disney prince. Like, can we all just agree? I don't know who else would... Who else is... Like, Aladdin, actually. Aladdin. But Eric... Oh, and I remember talking... I've already talked about this. That's, like, embarrassing to have already... For this to be so important that I have to talk about Eric at least twice. He stabs a giant octopus in the heart with a boat. Like, I've talked about this. But I really feel like they didn't make a big enough deal about that. And was like... And I don't know how he feels about it either. Like, as far as I know, that's the first time he's ever, you know, done that kind of thing. Does he feel guilty? Like, I know she was evil, but that kind of thing stays with you. I just want someone to come and stab a giant octopus in the heart with a boat for me. Oh yeah, I don't have my... Josh isn't here tonight, so it's just us. So everyone be nice, okay? And yeah, I know my dog. I know. This is your first time getting a card reading? Okay, user J2P60. You couldn't even come up with a username? What does that say about you? I wonder. Yeah, it's not from Tamu. That's always been... No, I was thinking of someone else. It's not you. I only remember you. Granted, it's Stella is Stella. And yeah. Stella, you do kind of stand out. Nothing embarrassing about Disney chat? Okay, so this is like a safe space, is it? All right. Okay, user J6, let's see. We have the Five of Wands. Five of Wands and the Ace of Cups. Interesting. Ace of Cups. Now the cups are about emotions. Do you want to know about the Five of Wands? Scattered, lack of focus, lost. It's a card of conflict. You may find yourself scattered, distracted, tending to everything and nothing. Since wands deal with our dreams and goals, it usually means this conflict resides within. Okay. So find ways to bring calm and focus into your life. And then let's go to Cups. The beginning of exciting... Wait, I really actually feel like this reading is for me. No, it's for y'all. Okay? Love's beginnings. Bottom of the deck, love's beginnings. So, beginnings are waiting for you. Waiting under all that distraction. All right? But you gotta like let it sink down in order to get there, okay? You gotta stop churning that water, swimming like a crazy frog in boiling water or whatever it is. I don't know what this analogy is, so that you can sink down to the bottom where love's beginnings is happening, okay? Is that quite accurate? And love's beginnings, I just mean, again, like cups are about feelings. So it might be like not necessarily romantic love, but something you're passionate about or something you love, something you've been waiting for, something that you're trying to like bring into your life. Like you're trying to bring love in some way. Could be like a different like kind of relationship too. It doesn't have to be romantic. Okay. So there you go. I don't know. You're still waiting on your degree? Oh, still? Eric. Yo, Connor, how's it going? That's so funny. He just got back from Tokyo. I knew. How was it? Amazing. Japan. Did you eat lots and lots of ramen? Did you go to a vending machine? I have so many questions about Japan because well, I don't know. I've been talking about Japan a lot because my sister-in-law is from there, and not sister-in-law, cousin-in-law. Technically, is that how it works? Anyway, and they were talking about things that are so Japan coded that you would never get here. Like there's no trash anywhere in Japan because people just like put it in their bag and they take it home and they get rid of it at home. That's what they said. They're like, you just hold on to it. And then I said, what about an apple? Like, you don't want to put that in your bag. It's going to get your stuff all like wet. And they were like, you don't eat an apple in public. That's messy. It's good to see you too, Connor. You're stuck, user? Really? Okay. Well, it sounds like there's something on the horizon for you. If you just like settle, if you just like let it happen, it's there. Okay? So stop like running or being busy or being like distracted or being scared and restless. Like just trust, just let go. Trust that it's gonna work out. You never want to see ramen? Really? No, I can see that. What was the most exciting or surprising or awful thing about Japan? You're from Australia? Where in Australia? Yeah, of course. Yo, do you want me to call you Eric or Immune Cookie? Yeah, of course. Send me a message. I'm assuming like you know where I am. You know my handle. Can I sing amazing? I mean, I can. Coffee latte games. One calls the heart. What is that? Yeah, you need a break. Agreed. You need like some simple English cooking. We'll see what comes out of my mouth then. We'll see what I end up calling you. Eric. See, like, now, like, I'm assuming you wear, like, button-up blouses. I don't know. And I'm assuming you have a dog. He's good with dogs. Okay, I need to stop talking about, like, my crush on Eric. He's good with dogs, though. He'd be good with my dog. I'm just saying. Okay, I feel like if a guy is good with dogs, I immediately trust him. Like, that's a test for me. I'm not even lying. I want to know that, like, he can take charge, that he has, like, leadership qualities, that he's good with animals, that he's, like, gentle, but, like, you know, you don't push him around. But he has, like, compassion and understanding. And I feel like I get all of that in, like, a 5-second interaction with a dog. Waleed, hi. Okay, I'm gonna go tell him right now. Like, after this is done. I'm gonna go tell Joe. Clean your room. Yeah, I know. I was just thinking that. Go for it. This is crucial information. He's a schnug. Do you know what that is? Secret place. I'm good. How are you? What's going on? What has been happening in your life? Or what is on your mind? That's better. Alsatian German Shepherd. Huskita. Huskita. So a husky. What's Huskita? Don't tell me. I want to figure it out. Lolita. I don't know. I don't know all the dog breeds. I'm not like, okay, I like dogs, but I don't want to become a dog. You know, like those dog people. Specifically, it's like dog ladies. I don't want to be a dog lady. I don't want to be that like, and you talk training and you talk dog treat brands. I don't know what they talk about, but you know who I'm talking about. Yeah, what's an Akita? Okay. Oh my god, you went through the hardest breakup. Okay, I'm glad you started. How are you doing? Are you okay? It's okay. It's gonna be okay. I got the 2 of Cups. And the Son of Pentacles. 2 of Cups. More love. Love. This usually means romance. Sometimes it points to the birth of a dear and lasting friendship. The connection between you will be pure, honest, and solid. Open your heart and get ready. So I don't know who. We're talking about breakups, but like, there's love. There's new love coming in, okay? It's going to be pure. It's going to be beautiful. For all of us, I'm just saying new love. New love is coming in. Might be for yourself. Might be for a stranger. New love. Is love ever new? You know, like attachment styles? What do you guys think about attachment styles? I might have to bring him up here. The dog, because he's not happy. He's in his crate. If attachment styles are real, like I know they're real, but it means that like love is never new. It's like love. Like you have like a definition and you're like love. And then you almost like pin that thing onto the person and you're like love. And you recognize love from it, as opposed to actually like discovering love like through or like with the other person. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So how can you ever have, so like let yourself have new love. New. Son of Pentacles. The good side of the Son of the Pentacles is that he's loyal and determined. The bad side is that he's stubborn and persistent to a fault. So he's like Mr. Darcy. This, combined with his quiet nature, results in being hard to get to know and socially awkward at times. So there's new love with Mr. Darcy coming in. No. I think this is saying like new love is coming in. But hey, Mr. Darcy almost let it slip through his fingers. Don't be that guy. Is your stubbornness getting in the way? And also, like, are you too attached to what you know? That's what's coming through. You always wanted to get into tarot. I feel like I should actually memorize all the things. But hey, this is like my first time, okay? So go easy on me. What is my Mount Rushmore? No one has ever asked me this. Thank you so much. Does that mean like my favorite villains? Just like, I'm not actually into villains. Just like the standout villains for me. Just who I would put on a mountain. I mean, Maleficent. Definitely, she's there. I think let's like, forget Ursula. Let's put like Triton. Like, guy, you caused this. You caused this. Don't like alienate your daughter. Also, what's up with Ursula? What's up with, what happened there too? I feel like there's these villains. There's these villains and we're like, oh, they're outcasts of society because they're bad. But are they bad? Is it that they're bad because they're outcasts of society? And I just think like, hey, Triton, like maybe if you hadn't criticized Ursula about her weight, like none of that would have happened. And she wouldn't have like tried to body snatch your daughter, you know? Maybe if she had more love and compassion and like she felt like she was good enough just as she was, none of that would have happened. And also, like, don't, like, have a conversation with your daughter. Don't just, like, say no. Yeah. Have a conversation. Have a conversation. And same for Scar, okay? Oh, he's just a bad brother. Just born bad. No. No. Mufasa, you could have, like, tried harder to make Scar feel, like, significant and important. Okay? I'm just saying. Just saying. An avoidant attachment. Are you anxious? I think, like, the thing about attachment styles, for what it's worth, is it, like, all boils down to the same thing, which is, like, for whatever reason you don't trust love and you don't trust relationship. And you don't, like, trust yourself in relationship, meaning, like, you don't think relationships, like, naturally work out for you. So you think there's, like, things that you have to do or things you have to avoid in order for, like, it to work. So it doesn't, like, at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter what you are because it's coming from the same place. Ben, how are you? Oh, why do I live stream? Yeah, normally I live stream on Saturdays, user, and, like, I actually talk about a topic. I talk about, like, self-growth and self-development and all of that, but I wanted to try just, like, coming on and just, like, seeing what a live stream just with y'all would be like. That's, like, just for fun. I am anxious. Okay. Sorry. You don't say. Okay. What's that about, honey? You think people are gonna leave? I also think, for what it's worth, that, like, there's kind of, like, a perfect balance happening potentially with anxious and avoidant that can, like, provide a lot of healing. It's like an opportunity, actually, for you to examine yourself and examine your patterns, and to not, like, just put it on the other person, like, oh, the relationship would be perfect if the person didn't, like, pull away, or if the person, like, didn't It's like, how is my behavior? Like, how are my thoughts? How are, like, my beliefs and my fears and my actions and my attitudes and my, like, what am I doing that's contributing to this, like, ecosystem that is a relationship? So I actually think, like, if you're an anxious and you find yourself in a relationship with an avoidance, it's actually, like, you can look at it as a blessing in disguise and be like, okay, this is, like, time for me to double down on, like, my own sense of security in relationship. And if you do that, the avoidant actually is like, oh, they're not trying to trap me. And they get healed too. Or the avoidant could do the other thing. Or it can be avoidant, whatever. I just think it's not like, oh, we can never be. It's actually like, no, you're perfect for each other. And you can learn so much from each other, like, through the other, if you're willing to, like, take accountability and responsibility for your part in the relationship. But Waleed, I'm not, like, anyway, I'm obviously like, I'm on your side. Matt, hi. You're gonna fall out with a, that's fun. Okay, it's like relationship night. Okay. Like by a fallout, you mean it's over, or do you want to talk about it? You weren't doing too well emotionally. Yo, I'm here for you. What do you, we can talk about it if you want to share more. Connor, I just like don't want to be that girl who like sings whenever you press a button. Like, thanks for liking Far Cry. User, yo, what? I just went through almost 100 YouTubers live streaming, all trapped in their own world. I see the world as if I can see where it's going, and I'm standing in one place, can feel the world move. Are you often an observer? I know that I've definitely felt like that. Like you put it really well. Like everyone is so caught up and so like into their own perspective and frame. And you think like, you actually think that you've like managed to sidestep it. And by doing so, like, maybe you're like safer, you're smarter, you're like more aware, you're more equipped, you're more like in control or whatever it might be, or maybe like you're more special or whatever it is. But something that like I've discovered is like, that's a frame too. Like that's a world too. The world of observing and the world of feeling like the world is going like this and you're standing still, that's a world too. Like you're just as much caught up in that, actually. Because isn't that an experience? Isn't that like a feeling? Isn't that something that's like expressing through you? Connor, I feel like you could sing it for us. A situationship that's going up in flames. Okay. Like, do you want to salvage it, or is that for the best? No, don't be sorry. I just sometimes feel like I have to set a boundary. Connor, like, thanks for being here. It hurt. Yeah. Do you feel like you really give emotionally in relationship? Like you're really emotionally present? And he wasn't giving the same? Because I think sometimes, maybe all the time, we expect others to be the same as us, like to give in the ways that we give, or to see the world in the way that we see it, or to express themselves in the way that like we express. And especially like for all the good that we do, we think like others should do the same good, like they should reciprocate. And it can feel like, oh, I'm like so overextending myself here, and it's not like, it should come back to me, shouldn't it? And something you might want to think about are like, is that sometimes holding emotions back is a way of giving. Like, if a person is taught like, oh, it's actually better for everyone if I don't do that, that's their way of giving. Is not expressing, is not showing. So they're giving you room to like, they're giving you the stage. And they've had to do that for the people in their lives. And so I like, again, I don't know the specifics, but I don't think he was doing that to hurt you. What if he was actually doing that like because he thought that was the right thing to do? Yeah. And if you're okay with like, look, you can totally put this relationship to bed, but I do think like the really healthy people end up looking at like how they contributed to the relationship. And you end up happier. You end up happier because when you see that like, I can change, or like I can be different, I don't have to like let someone else hurt me. In that way, I don't have to like give away that hurt to other people. Like, oh, I'm gonna be hurt if they don't treat me right. When you see like, actually that's something that like I'm assigning onto things, and I don't have to let myself be hurt. I don't know if I'm explaining it that way. It's just that like another person can actually make you feel anything, but your interpretation of circumstances is gonna make you feel something. Also, thank you guys so much for like, for talking, for what it's worth. I just like, I want to pose the question, are either of you like surprised by what happened? Like completely blindsided? Or was there something in the back of your mind that was like, was there something already there? Is there something familiar about this? Like, Ben, things were going really, really well. I'm curious why it was a situationship. And also like a 180, was there any part of you that was kind of waiting for like the other shoe to drop? Martin, that's okay. Yeah. Thanks for being here. Okay. User, what do you think of those other people though? Most of my life it's been I see so many people just on autopilot for love, job, choices, even their own thoughts. Like, what do you think of those other people in relation to you? Like, I'm not putting this on you, but I guess I'm getting like a hint of kind of like disdain. Do you think they're worse off? They're better off? Do you think like it's fair that they get to be that way and you don't? Or are you just like okay with it? Because there's very different ways to be with that, right? You could be like super compassionate. You could be like, how odd. You could be concerned. You could be worried. You could be scared. You could be like, but what I'm getting from you is kind of this like disillusionment. And I want to know why. Because I know for me, something that I used to experience with that was like, it seemed like they were actually doing better than I was, and it wasn't fair because I was like super self-aware and observant, and if anything, that made things hard for me. And then other people who were just like so in it, like in their feelings, in the way that they saw things, seemed to just like get what they want because they didn't doubt themselves. He was doing something wrong. Yeah, I can tell you're really giving in relationship. No, I'm not saying like you thought he was doing something wrong. I guess I'm just saying like, did you feel like he wasn't, ultimately it sounds like he wasn't actually meeting you though. So like maybe doing something wrong is like too harsh. But it sounds like you want it to be met in whatever way that would be. Yeah. Like sometimes I can just say like, that's their form of giving. That's like, I'm gonna give this person it like the stage. That's what it feels like they're the feelers, I'm the one who holds the space, and if I emote, I'm breaking the rules in some way, and it's not going to be safe for me. And so actually, like, as an anxious, if you want to identify as that, sometimes like you just like holding the space instead for them, and that often means like soothing yourself and being secure in yourself can change the dynamic and allow, and they're like, oh, suddenly there's all this room, like no one's going up to the mic. I guess I could say something. And it's not going to be immediate, but it becomes this thing where like suddenly you guys learn to trust each other, and you trust that there's room for both of you. And that actually it's like a relief for the like super emotionally available person who always has to be like so reactive, like, oh, I don't have to do that all the time. I can chill sometimes. And that's a relief. That should be a good thing, you know? And that should be a good thing to realize that you can do that for yourself, that your partner doesn't necessarily have to do that for you. You're a bit uneasy. I guess I just like want to know if like this is, like you said, you're anxious, so if this is like a pattern, if this is like a kind of pattern for you where like you don't actually, like you're kind of just a little bit edgy. There's just like a little bit of like, is it gonna work out for me in love? This is like an opportunity for you to change that pattern. What if it always works out for you in love? What if you're always met? What if you're always given to? Yeah, okay. Okay. So it sounds like, Ben, it sounds like you were a little bit on edge very much from the beginning, not trusting it. Like not trusting it. I feel like the second you say like it's a situationship, I don't know how to express this. It's just like that in and of itself is like so often giving the other person the authority on like what the relationship is. Like I found myself in a situation like and I'm like, and what's the experience of actually like being in a relationship when you're like, no, this is real, this is serious, this is a relationship, and you just know, and you would never call it that. You would just know. There would be this like, oh, this is something. And you would be completely different in that thing. You would like what if you be it at first? What if you like be trusting of like however it's unfolding? You're like, yeah, but it's something. And I just want to say, like, if you don't feel that with the person and you're kind of waiting for them to tell you what it is, like, what's that about? Why are you like so interested in that in terms of like a romantic connection? Why is that interesting to you that like you don't even know what it is or whether there's like really a spark or really a connection, but you just want the other person to decide? Like, are they your person? Are you crazy about them? Are you? And if not, like, why do you care? And maybe, Ben, like, maybe you did feel that for them, but then, like, why were you so scared? If you feel that for someone, like, truly, like, oh my God, then there's something right about that. There's something, like, for me about that, like, and only me. And I'm, like, of course this happens to me because it's mine. Yo, freedom. And be worrisome. That's okay. You wanted to walk into it with a different mindset, like have faith it'll work out rather than be worrisome. Again, I just want to say like this isn't this is an opportunity. It's not a failure. It's like, okay, so you had worries. If you did have worries, like, you know how you actually get rid of worries is like you face them and you go, no, that's not the truth. And you don't like hope they go away or hope they dissolve. You like decide that's not real. So like this is an opportunity for you now. And like good for you for putting yourself out there. But if there was any part of you that was like kind of scared or kind of like didn't feel enough or kind of edgy about it, it's good to like actually ask yourself why. Like, was it something about the other person? Was it something about relationships? Was it something about you that you didn't feel enough or you didn't feel comfortable? You didn't feel sure? You didn't feel settled? And what was that? And address it and like knock that limiting belief away, like knock it out. And once you like really see it as like just not true, like you won't have to convince yourself. So I don't know exactly what it is for you, but in terms of relationships, like what do you worry about? What comes up? And sometimes like we don't know what comes up until we're there, until like we're on the date or we're in the relationship or we're waiting for the phone call or whatever it is. So again, those moments are actually blessings. I can manipulate the world around me at will as long as the emergent constraints are within my capabilities. It's like playing as a character in a game where everything else is predetermined. So what are these like predetermined things? What's predetermined? That's so interesting. I'm getting a lot of like, you actually have like an extreme sense of like self-control or like control in general, but then at the same time, like, not at all. Like within your own realm, you have like a lot of control. But then when it comes to the outside world, you can't navigate it. Or like, you don't have that same level of control. So maybe like, you don't like it. Do I believe in love? Yeah. But Ben, just the fact that like you wanted to ask but you didn't means like you were afraid she would say no. And so like immediately you're like I could feel she was becoming more distant. That was you. And that probably came from before. That probably came from like thinking, oh, like maybe she doesn't like me, or like she's gonna pull away, or it's not gonna work out. And that's okay. But it is, instead of that, like, what would it be like to be the person, or to like step into the reality where like you can easily ask, like, hey, I want to be exclusive. What's that like? If you can just like easily be like, so this is a thing, right? This isn't a situationship, right? Like, this is real. And to just know and to be sure. And how would you feel about her? How would you feel her feeling towards you? How would she look at you? What would that be like? Get really familiar with that. Like, imagine that. Think on that. What would you think to yourself if that was true? What would you say to yourself if that was true? How would you talk about her with other people if that was true? And really get familiar with that and like program that in. Get to know that as well as you know this old thing, if not better. And that will replace the old thing. Make that the default setting, like, and the way you make it default is you just like, you sit in that state, you sit in that person who just knows she wants to be with you. I meet a girl, she sleeps next to me now. I don't know if I want to see her after I leave tomorrow or not. Why don't you know? I think you do know. What are you afraid of? Are you afraid you don't? And like, I should just like make it work? Because you don't think there's going to be someone else? You're going to like miss out on an opportunity? Or do you want to see her and you're just afraid it's not going to work out? Or it's the wrong thing to do in some way? Yeah, okay. I just want to say that like your gut, nothing is wrong. Nothing about this situation is wrong. But again, it sounds like you want love and you deserve to have love. And I just want to say like there's a version of you that gets to have it. And that is like confident and sure and secure. And it does work out. And it's not too fast. And it's not weird. And it's not awkward. And it's not hard. There's a version of you where love is really easy. Love is really easy, and love just like happens. Love is just like inevitable for you. And who's that guy? Who is that person? How do you step into being that guy? How do you rest in that identity? And the way you get to know that is like you become familiar with like the identity you're currently resting in, and like you see that it's just like something you're doing, something you're occupying, something you're dwelling on, something you're assuming, something you're expecting, something you're projecting. But there very much is a Ben. I just want to say this, like, there's a Casanova Ben, if you want to be that, or whatever version you actually want to be. Like, there is that version. That's very, very real. And it's inevitable. Like, you get to be that. That's like where you're going. That's where you're going. Not maybe like Casanova, but there's a version like that gets the love he wants. You just have to be him. You just have to discover him in you. And all that like nervousness or like overthinking or dread or whatever it is, like, you just have to drop it and let it go and be like, I just don't do that anymore. I'm just gonna trust myself. I'm gonna trust love. I'm gonna trust me. I get to say who I am. I get to say how life goes. I get to have what I want. There are a lot of, like, I don't want to say this is a failure. Look, if you still want her, you can get her back. Yes, there are other fish in the sea. I'm really more invested and like more interested again, Ben, in like the version of you that is like so happy, so fulfilled, has the love that you want. Regardless of like who it is. So I don't know if she's the love of your life, but I'm just saying if you focus on like that guy, that person, and you step into that, I think that's ultimately actually what you want. Do you know what I mean? Like, we're only ever like selecting versions of ourselves. Okay, move on. Yeah. I'm just saying that, like, if you still want her, nothing's ever lost. Like, they can't be refound. Really. But I would say, like, focus on you. Focus on you, which it sounds like what you're doing. And I really want to say, like, good for you. You put yourself out there. That was really brave and beautiful. And I'm really proud of you. And it actually feels like you're dealing with it, like, with such grace. Savinia, hi. But maybe it is different. Was this any different than before, Ben? With, like, going in with that intention, was it different? If you didn't, like, do a 180 and were, like, magically there, were you still different? Was it different in any way? You're not venting. I'm really appreciative of you being so honest and open. You have to say no, I'm afraid. If he afraid. You have to say no if he afraid. What? Later on anyway. Yeah, I just want to say that, like, the circumstances, like, like circumstances are kind of a cop-out. Like crazy love stories, the circumstances don't matter. But if you're kind of like unsure, unstable, and like you think that other things are gonna get in the way of like this not being it, then they will. And then like they're gonna pick on that too and make those things get in the way too. Anyway, I'm just saying that like if you want this person, they can always come back. Like, and I could talk more about that, but I actually think like focus on you and be proud of yourself, and like at the end of the day, like the version of you that is like loved, that has the love that you want, that's what you should be most excited about. Because if you can find that and be that and step into that, she will present, like she will occur completely differently to you. And you won't actually be like trying to get her, because you'll feel like you already have it, because you do. I love you so much. You're doing great. Yo, I was like, some people just don't have a thing about a certain topic. I was watching this like super short clip about Dak Shepard, and Kristen Stewart. Wait, not Kristen Stewart. What's her name? Dak Shepard. Kristen Bell. Kristen Stewart. And it was like some interview, and he's like, no, I just like never had a thing in relationships. Like I just like knew I could always do that. I could always have that. I never questioned myself in relationships. Like I question myself in like every other aspect in life except for that. And when it comes to like relationships, like to me, it's like, it's not like, can I get her? Can I keep her? It's like, do I want to put up with this? Like, is this worth my time? Like the audacity. But then ironically, like it's those people, and it's that kind of thinking that's just like, obviously she wants me. Obviously it's gonna work out. Am I willing to put myself through these things? Like you're automatically putting yourself like as most important, right? You just automatically put yourself as most important. And then the other person thinks of you as most important. And I just want to say, like, love can, like, any topic can be that for you. But you have to change this dynamic of, like, oh, it's something that I need to get or, like, figure out or solve. And it's like, what if it was just obvious and I was like, I don't know if I want to put myself through this. Like, what if you had some audacity about it? Well, obviously, like, I'm going to be loved. I'm going to get the love I want. Obviously, that's just, like, given. So is this how I want to get it? Is this the right person for me? Am I okay with this? And you stop, like, shaping yourself and trying to do the right thing in this situation. And you start wondering if it's right for you. It's just come naturally? Okay. Yo, Jamie, hi. Yo, it's okay. I get it. You need to move on. I need to go too. It's already like 8:07, but I got really into this and I just want to say like thank you for sharing, and yo, Anas, am I saying that right? Like thanks for being here, and all of you, thanks for being here. I don't know if Waleed is still on here, but thank you. And yeah, I think this was like a success. It was a success. So I think I'm gonna like stick to these Wednesday nights. Yo, I love you so much. You're doing so well. I really mean that. I think I'm gonna stick to the Wednesday nights, but otherwise I will see you guys on Saturday. Yeah. And there might be like a week that I have to take off coming up, but I'll let you guys know. Okay, I love you. Bye.